in my zone, I'm feeling it. Stop blowing my buzz, quit killing it.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is your boy Ears. Hope you guys are having a great rest of your day, start to your day, whatever time it may be. Now, for today's video, I'm going to be going ahead and sitting down and talking about some mistakes that I'm seeing a lot of players make within Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Now, if you found this video helpful and if you guys go ahead and like the content on the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and drop a like on the video, as well as subscribing to the channel. I make a lot of tips and tricks videos, best class setups, and overall gameplay to help you guys get better at the game, because that's ultimately my mission when I go ahead and make these videos, is to help you guys get as good at the game as possible so you guys can go ahead and have the best experience possible when playing Call of Duty. With all that said, let's get right into today's video, which is going to be 5 mistakes a lot of bad and noobish players are making, so you guys can go ahead, keep these in mind and not make them and easily become a better player. Now, number 1 is very specific, and it's something that I really don't know why a lot of people don't do, and that's going to be regenerating your health between gunfights. You guys will be seeing in seriously every single one of my gameplays, every time that I get into a gunfight and I have the opportunity to regen my health, you best believe I'm going to be going ahead and doing so. For some reason in Black Ops 4, which I don't know why, a lot of players like to get in and out of gunfights without really regenerating your health. You guys already know within Black Ops 4 you have a manual health regeneration system, so you have to manually stem your health back up to 150. So this allows you to go ahead and make a lot of plays on the game that you normally could not make in other Call of Duties. Now, in other Call of Duties, I would say go ahead and hide in a corner and let your health regen. Now, with this game, I honestly recommend you guys regening literally almost after every single gunfight if you can possibly. Now, the reasoning I'm saying this is because a lot of players in this game do not do this. So if you're going ahead and getting in and out of gunfights, especially if you guys are mobile players, if you guys are 150 health and they're not, it's almost a guaranteed kill in this game, just for the fact that each player has so much health. So if you have the max health and they don't, it's going to be a very easy kill. Now, this can be on the flip side. So if you guys are in a gunfight and you guys are not stemming up your health, and say for example you have 50 health going up against somebody with 150, there seriously is a high chance that you guys are not going to be able to win the gunfight, even if you are a decent player. They literally have to be one of the worst players to ever grace the sticks on Call of Duty Black Ops 4 to not kill you, just because the time to kill is relatively high on this game, especially if you guys do not have your health regen. So after every gunfight, if you have the opportunity, make sure you guys go ahead and regen your health. Now, you guys can run the stem shot to regen your health even faster, but you guys will be seeing in a lot of my gameplays, I'm actually not really even running the stem shot as much. I don't really think you need to run the stem shot that frequently in this game, just for the fact that if you guys are playing smart, you guys are playing tactical, you can just go ahead and run something a little bit better like the acoustic sensor, which allows you to have a 6th sense ability and hear footsteps. So you don't need the stem shot, but if you guys are rush happy players and you guys absolutely need to go ahead and regen your health immediately, go right ahead and use the stem shot. But in my personal opinion, I don't think you really need it. Now, number 2 is going to be sprinting around corners. Now, this is so key in this game. You guys make sure you guys are not sprinting around corners in this game. The reason why I'm saying do not sprint around corners in this game is because you will get absolutely annihilated. You want to make sure you guys are ADSing around every single corner in this game. You guys want to make sure your gun is ready for each and every gunfight, because unlike every other Call of Duty, just because of the manual health regeneration system, you really have to be on your toes. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware of pretty much where enemies are coming. So if you guys are just blindly going around corners, just sprinting, you guys are not gonna have a fun time on Black Ops 4. I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. I cannot tell you how many times I've just completely deleted players that are just sprinting around corners in this game, just because their awareness is not up. And if you have a general idea of where the enemies are coming from, you can kind of position yourself so you're essentially taking out people that are coming off of a sprint, and they possibly and honestly have no chance to go ahead and regenerate their health. You guys can see I use a lot of rifles in my gameplay, and I use that because I like to go ahead and kind of judge the traffic flow and kind of figure out where players are coming in, like throughout the map. I like to figure out what the spawns are, and I feel like the rifles are the best way to do so. You guys can see every time I'm going around a corner, I'm always ADSing, either if it's with the stock attachment, or if I don't even have stock on that weapon, I'm always ADSing around corners, and I'm never sprinting around them because it is a guaranteed way to get outgunned and just honestly just not have a fun time playing Black Ops 4. Make sure you guys are aware of where enemies are at. Make sure you guys are just walking around the corners, and make sure you guys are ADSing around corners. It kind of sounds like a noobish tactic, but I'm telling you guys this right now, a lot of the better and skilled players are doing this, so you guys might as well just get this in your mind so you guys are not dying as nearly as much just sprinting around the corners. Now, another tip you guys need to keep in mind is going to be number 3, which is going to be aiming high. Now, headshots are very, very important in this game. If you guys are aiming high for headshots, you will be able to kill the enemies a lot faster. Now, unlike a lot of the other Call of Duties, headshots are very, very rewarding. It's gonna pretty much cut the time to kill in half, especially if you guys are running high caliber. So I recommend you guys going ahead and aiming high for headshots. It's just something that I feel like a lot of people just are not doing. Usually people are just shooting for the legs or the body, but in this game, if you guys aim high, you just going to be able to win a lot more gunfights, especially if your weapon has high caliber too, which allows you to get more damage towards the chest and up. It just benefits the players that have a little bit better accuracy and thinking about where to shoot their enemies. Make sure you guys are aiming high. Equip attachments like high caliber 1, high caliber 2 on your weapons. You guys can go ahead and drop enemies off that much faster and just win a lot more gunfights. I'm telling you this right now, if you guys just get this in your mind that you guys need to be aiming for headshots or even just for the upper chest. So if you guys do get shot, you get a view kick headshot, you guys will be able to win a lot more gunfights and just have an overall better experience on the game. Now, another one is going to be number 4, is not utilizing your specialist correctly. Now, I see a lot of people just not doing this at all. A lot of people just go ahead and they just use their specialist poorly. Now, the reason why you want to make sure you're utilizing your specialist correctly is because each specialist is kind of geared for a different playstyle. Ruin is geared around rushing. Nomad is kind of geared around as a mobile spawn. You kind of want to just lock down an area and just pick people off. And as well as Recon is kind of geared around just figuring out where people are around the map. Now, if you guys are running Ruin, obviously you want to be pushing the spawns. You have the gravity hook. You also have the gravity spam. So you guys want to make sure you guys are going ahead and just getting in the enemy's face. You have, like I said, the grapple gun, that you guys can get, in and out the map a lot faster, and the gravity slam. You guys can clear out objectives. So if you guys are OBJ players and rushers, make sure you guys are going ahead and using Ruin. Now, if you guys like to sit back more, kind of, read the spawns, figure out where people are at, maybe you're just not really, in tune of rushing that heavy, you guys probably want to be running a specialist like Nomad or maybe even Recon. Now, Nomad is fantastic because it has a not really barb, it's kind of like a razor wire or a mesh wire trip mine that you guys can go ahead and drop on the map. Now, this is actually a very good piece of equipment because you can kind of just protect your teammates from behind. So if you guys know that people like to flank a certain way, you guys can kind of throw down kind of like a trip mine that kind of kills enemies, and it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. I like to use this specialist a lot because I like to lock down an area, and I also like to prevent people from coming in the flank. So I like to drop this on the ceiling or kind of like in a doorway, and it's always going to be guaranteeing me a kill. Also, with Nomad, you guys get the dog specialist, so it's pretty much gonna be a kind of patrol dog that's gonna watch your back, and also it can go out and seek enemies. The attack dog right now is actually like one of the best. I might even say score streaks because it technically isn't a score streak, but it's really, really effective. I get a lot of kills with it. So if you guys are players that like to, like I said, kind of patrol the outskirts of the map, lock down the spawns, Nomad is definitely going to be a fantastic specialist for you. Now, Recon is also a good specialist because obviously you're going to have the vision pulse so you can see enemies through walls, and the sensor dart. Make sure you guys are throwing the sensor dart in high traffic areas so obviously your teammates know where they're coming from, and as well as make sure if you guys are running Recon that you're somewhat of a decent player, because the more often that you guys can go ahead and use the vision pulse, the better odds you're going to be doing on the game, and your teammates are obviously going to be playing a lot better because you're going to be having that, you know, situational awareness of where enemies are at throughout the entire game. Now, number 5 is going to be not reading your mini map correctly. Now, this is something that I feel that people need to just go ahead and just slow down and just read the mini map a little bit better on this game. Now, the way the mini map works on Black Ops 4 is honestly there's a fog of war effect. Now, the traditional radar is not usually how it works in this game. You can kind of see enemies that are coming in your line of sight. You can see enemies that are kind of going to be in your general vicinity just off of the personal radar beacon that everybody gets. So what you guys want to keep in mind is, especially in this game, wherever your teammates are, your enemies are not going to be spawning on them usually. Now, if you guys are still having trouble reading the radar, there is a piece of gear called the acoustic sensor that actually allows you to have a sixth sense effect that kind of notifies you which direction enemies are coming. Now, unlike the sixth sense effect in Black Ops 3, this acoustic sensor actually works at a longer range, so you're going to be able to really easily figure out where enemies are coming from and kind of position yourself in a way that you guys can go ahead and take people out and ultimately just stay alive longer. Reading the mini map is just something that you gotta have to just go ahead, get in on the game and just think about it yourself and kind of get used to it yourself, because no matter how many times people try to explain it to you, you kind of have to just have in-game time to just be going ahead and just learning how to read it. Make sure you guys are positioning yourself kind of away from your team but not too far from your team. Use your teammates as a shield. Kind of look at the mini map. Wherever your teammates are, the enemies are not, and that's going to be the general, you know, area of where the enemies are going to be spawning. Make sure you guys are also keeping aware if people are running the spawn beacon, because that does go ahead and shake up the spawns. So you kind of want to think about, you know, where people are coming from, the traffic flow, and just get an overall, you know, feel of the map. Play the game a lot, play the maps a lot, figure out where people are coming from, and reading the UAV will be a lot easier, and you'll ultimately just become a better Black Ops 4 player. Hope you guys do enjoy today's video. This is, like I said, 5 tips that a lot of noobish and bad players make. Hopefully this video does help you guys out. If it did, make sure you guys go ahead and drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new. It's been your boy Ears, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Deuces. Let's go, man. 66 and 9 with the. Let's go, man. 66 and 9. Woo! Bodied these kids, bro. Let's just go. This dude, I'm telling you, bro, this gun is so good. Let's go, man.